This episode of Chasing the Dollar is proudly brought to you by Sportingbet. There's no better bet than a Sportingbet.
Hello and welcome along to Chasing the Dollar, brought to you by Sportingbet. Ben Damon is my name. I'm joined by Adam Pengilly. Adam, you're lucky to be back. Noel Lovington was on fire last week.
I am, Ben. Very lucky to be back. Actually, Noel was on fire. Led us into a couple of winners, so I'm very grateful to be back on the show. Hopefully I can find a couple of winners for the punters this Saturday night at Wentworth Park as the attention starts turning towards the Nationals at Wentworth Park next month.
Yep, I'm sure that you can. And we'll kick it off with race number 5 on the program. It's a nice-looking race too. This is the free-for-all on the program. There's some good ones going around. Where do you go?
Going to go with Double Twist, Ben. It really does look like an interesting race on Saturday night. For people who've watched this show regularly over the past couple of months, they know they've got a huge opinion of this greyhound. You know she's going to be flashing home late, and I think the draw probably suits her a lot better on Saturday night. If you watch her last week, she was beaten by Sucker Punch in a very interesting race, and Sucker Punch drew on the outside of the field, carved right across, and if you watch the replay really closely, just slightly check the momentum of Double Twist after 20 or 30 metres. From that point on, she's always going to be chasing from well back in the field. She did get home well, only got beaten a couple of lengths, and having drawn outside that greyhound on Saturday night, then she got a nice card into the race, and she presents better value for mine, so she's going to be the on-top selection. I've included Sucker Punch for second on the strength of last week's effort. He's definitely going to start as favourite. He'll be in this race for a long way, and he's capable of landing on the bunny and pinching this. I just think he's going to find his level in the market in this race. Going to throw in Ben's House for third. Now, he's the really interesting runner for mine. He's down from Queensland, has plenty of early speed, and from the good draw, I think he can make good use of that, and there's a chance at odds. I'm happy to have a little bit of a nibble at him at each way price if you're looking outside the top two. And I've thrown in Electro Storm for fourth, has plenty of early speed. Just not sure he's going well enough to match the top two at the moment.
Let's look at race number 6 on the program. This is for the stayers, and not a great deal of 720-metre form of Wentworth Park going around in this race. Where do you find the winner?
Yeah, you go with number 5, Proven Stellar, Ben. If you have a look at her last 2 starts at Richmond, she's been super impressive. To win a couple of starts back over the 600 metres, there really had to be seen to be believed. She got buffeted at the first turn, was a long way last, and managed to rattle home and just got the bob on the line. I think she's a stayer of huge potential, and her last start win was a lot more straightforward. She savaged the line and gave the impression that over the 700 metres at Wentworth Park is not going to pose too many problems. This looks a very winnable race for her, so happy to make her my on-top selection here. Going to go with Freddie Smile for second. Now, he's got a pretty consistent record from outside boxes. I think he's had 6 tries from boxes 7 and 8 for 6 placings without winning, so he's obviously very consistent from out there. He'll get a long way back in the race as well and will be swooping home late. This also looks like a winnable race for him, so he's the big danger for mine. Nothing's Too Good goes in for third, got plenty of early speed and clearly should be giving them something to catch, and didn't shirk his task last week. Might be the knockout hope for mine, and throwing Blossom Dior for fourth. Has a ton of speed mid-race, and when fully balanced, looks like the best of the rest.
Let's have a look at race number 7 on the program. A couple of nice-looking greyhounds going around here. Richard, Dainty Banquet. You'd think one of those will be the favourite. Where are you going, Adam?
You're going to steer clear from those top 2, Ben, in the market and go with Ritza LCR. If you have a look at this greyhound, she's resuming after a long layoff. If she's anywhere near up to the mark, I think she's capable of winning this race. It is a tricky little race, but I'm going to play her at a little bit better value. If you look at the replays of her last few starts, she has finished pretty close up behind Punch One Out and Winsome Charlie. In her last start, she did finish a little bit down the track behind Sometimes Speedy, but running close to those greyhounds gives you an indication she does have some type of class. If she can just punch up behind the leading division in the first turn, she'll be rattling home late, and I think that the value might be a decent bet on Saturday night. Going to include Dainty Banquet for second. Now, she's obviously the main danger, absolutely low flying at the moment, a wide runner, drawn out in box 8, is capable of getting the fly, landing on the bunny and pinching this. I just prefer to spec Ritza LC at the better price. Going to include Richard for third. Now, he was a little bit disappointing last week, I thought, drew a little bit close to the rails, appeared to get cramped for a little bit of room. I think if he's drawn a little bit wider out in the track, I might be able to entertain him at the shorter quote, but I'm happy to bet around him here. And going to include Power and Jewels for fourth as a sneaky knockout hope with an outstanding record from the rails alley.
And the final leg of the quaddie is race number 8. It's a 4th and 5th grader over the 520 metres there at Wentworth Park on Saturday night. Where are you going?
Really open race, Ben. Going to go with Corborn Sparky. I think probably the big danger for her is what the kennelmate Proven Daisy's going to do off box 2. Now, she's really awkwardly drawn, likes to get off the track. And I think if you're a supporter of Corborn Sparky, you won't want to see Proven Daisy causing too much carnage in the first 50 metres trying to get off the track from that inside alley. With a couple of moderate beginners, I think Corborn Sparky can get a nice card into the race and will be booming coming home late. She's definitely the on-top pick for mine. Going to go with Royal Fringe for second. Now, she seems to have really found her straps at Wentworth Park over the last month or so. Probably the big question for her is what Paddy's Devil's going to do on the outside. But if she gets a nice run to the first turn, she's definitely a winning chance as well. Going to include Paddy's Devil for third. He'll be spewing across from the outside alley. A chance to land on the bunny and can also pinch this in what I did mention earlier was a pretty open race. And going to throw in Retiring for fourth. Definitely looks like the best of the rest and one for your wider multiples.
Okay, time to get Adam's best bet on the program. It comes in the first leg of the quaddie.
Yeah, going to go with race 5, number 5, Double Twist Ben. I know she hasn't broken through for a few weeks now, but I think she's an outstanding bet on Saturday night and happy to go with her.
And you got something for us in the first as your best value?
Yeah, Corborn Hitman. I think he can get us off to a good start on the night. With a bit of luck, should be able to get a nice run to the first turn and is definitely a winning chance for mine.
All right, take us through the quaddie.
Going to go pretty short in the first leg, Ben, just with Double Twist and Sucker Punch in the free-for-all. Going to keep the staying race pretty trim too and include Proven Stella and Freddie's Smile. We're going to play a little bit wider in the third leg with Ritza, Elsie, Dainty Banquet, Richard and Power and Jules as our value runner. And to come home with Corborn, Sparky and Royal Fringe.
Now, if you're having a bet at Dapto on Thursday night, there is a special through Sportingbet. It is the Lucky Red Dog promotion. Place a bet on any number 1 dog at Dapto on Thursday night. And if your dog runs second, you get your money back. That's if you bet with Sportingbet. Of course, Adam, I'll see you next week.
See you next week, Ben. Been put in notice after Noel's efforts last week, so hopefully we can get a few winners this week.
Yeah, hopefully, and good luck to you. We'll see you next time on Chasing the Dollar.
This episode of Chasing the Dollar is proudly brought to you by Sportingbet. There's no better bet than a sporting bet.